Hello, somebody on the RPod site or RPod forums on Facebook wanted to know about a 2010 171. I just so happen to have one. I'm going to take you on a very quick walkthrough of it, show it to you. This is ours. We bought it back in June, about 4 months ago. We've taken it on 5 camping trips, mostly weekends. Longest one we've done is 4 days, but it's great. It's in great shape. We got it for $6,500, which is a really sweet deal from a private seller. The only issue with it is the decals are kind of flaking off, but that's after 6 years in the Florida sun. That'll happen. Just take a look here real quick. On the front side, you've got a 20-gallon propane tank that's underneath that cover, and then you've got a battery box. Some people put 2 tanks and 2 batteries. I don't do an awful lot of dry camping, so one is enough for me. Around this side, you've got your electrical connection. I've got the thing powered up right now, but I have an adapter, so I'm running it off a 20 amp house circuit just so I can turn on some lights and do some things inside the camper. I can't run the AC just on 20 amps. Next to that, you've got the, I think that's the intake and the exhaust for the furnace. I've never used the furnace. Summertime in Florida, don't need. Maybe in the winter I'll use it. Then over here you got the connections for the fresh water, which is on the bottom. If you're staying at a campsite that has fresh water, that's where you connect. Recommend a pressure regulator. On the top, if you're going to go dry camping, that's where you go ahead and fill up the water tank. Keep a couple gallons in there at all times, just in case you need to flush a toilet or wash your hands. Over here, you've got 2 vents for the refrigerator. That lets the hot air out of the refrigerator. There's like a heat exchanger toward the back. Over on this side, toward the back, you've got connections for satellite and cable TV, if you're staying at a campsite that has those. You've also got your 6-gallon water heater that runs on gas or electric. If you're running electric, there's a switch that's inside down toward the lower left that you got to turn on. If you're running a gas, there's a control for that inside the camper. There's the pass-through storage that's at the back. I thought it was a little small at first, but you'd be amazed how much stuff you can jam in there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see everything because I don't have the other side open. But yeah, there I've got my tub full of hoses. The other side I usually have all my electrical stuff. And then I've got a grill in there and just a whole bunch of other odds and ends. Like I said, 2010, you can see where the decals are peeling. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about it, so I've just kind of left it like it is for now. We'll walk around the back. Around the back side, you got your spare tire, which you can take off and put a bike rack on there if you wanted to. Up toward the top, you got the AC, that UFO looking thing. To the left is the antenna. And over to the right, you've got the plumbing stack, and then you've got the vent that you can open up with the fan for the bathroom. There's also your stabilizer jacks. I've got those down here. Coming around the other side of the pod, this is the side of the pod where you put the dome. I went ahead and replaced the rail channels. The ones that came with it were 9mm. The newer ones use 14mm. So you had to find an old style dome, which they don't make anymore, or you have to change out the rails. I went ahead and changed out the rails. They were like $40 from Forest River. I had to install them myself, cut them to length, drill them, and then manually bend them. Wasn't too terrible of a job, but it did take the better part of a day. You got the channel that goes along the bottom for the bug screen, and you got the channel that goes across the top. I don't have the dome set up. Sorry. There's the other side of the pass-through storage. Then next to it, right there by the wheel, there's 2 electrical outlets. We use those a lot. What we do is we set up the dome and we take the dinette table out here, and that becomes like a little buffet and electric cooking area. My wife will set her coffee pot up there, the griddle up there. That's where we just kind of pile up our buffet style food and sit in our chairs. You've got a flip down stair, you've got the handrail, you've got the light. The 2010 does not have the exterior speakers, but I've never really had a use for them. It'd be cool if I had them, but I'm not sweating it because I don't. You've also got a place where you can pin that door down there and then just use the screen door. I've just got the door open. Got a flip up stair, and my dog has created a little hole for a fort down there. I'm going to walk inside the camper now. Once you walk into the right, sorry, the lighting kind of stinks. Maybe I'll turn on a light or 2 here and see if that helps. Got the sun coming in the window. You've got the dinette. There's the table. If you have somebody else sleeping with you, you take these cushions and you lay it across there. My daughter slept on it. Underneath this seat, there's full storage. Underneath that seat, there's half storage. Your electrical box is over there. That's what takes up the other half of the storage. As far as the kitchen itself, you've got 2 cabinets up top. You've got this storage area with a net over there. What you see underneath it is the TV that folds down. It's got a DVD player. The screen is about the size of an iPad. Down toward the bottom, you've got 3 drawers, 2 full-size, 1 half-size on the bottom, and then you've got a full cabinet and half a cabinet. I'll try and show you some of the stuff in the cabinet. Might be a mess from bouncing around from our last trip. But up to the top, I mean, you've got great storage up there. I've been meaning to put some shelves. Down below here, you've got a cabinet down there. The bottom, there's not much room, but I've got a first aid kit tucked in there. This one's got a half cabinet that goes all the way back. You've also got your outlets here. There's 2 outlets by the sink. And then in the middle, you got your controls for the gas water heater and for the water pump if you're dry camping. And there's also some gauges in there that you can check the levels of the battery and the different water tanks, fresh, gray, and black. There's a 2-burner stove that's underneath here. I just have a cutting board modified to sit up over that. My wife and I added these IKEA magnetic things to hold utensils and knives and other stuff, and we also put a little shelf in there for all the soaps. There's also, I just discovered this last camp, didn't even know it was there. There's a cabinet that's underneath the refrigerator. There's also a little cabinet underneath here that goes to the pass-through storage, but has a little room under the bed. We tuck shoes and other things there. Up toward the top, let me flip on a light here, maybe this will help a little bit. You got another net area. You've got the convection microwave, which is cool. My wife bakes things in it, like cookies and biscuits and stuff like that. Takes a little getting used to. If you cook per the instructions, you'll burn things, so she's had to adjust it, but she's gotten real good at it. Inside is, there's a little dish that spins on there. It's pretty cool. The refrigerator itself will run on gas or 120 volt electric, or it'll run on battery power, but you really want to run it on battery power when you're towing. You don't want to do that at a campsite. You'll burn that battery out in a few hours. Good amount of storage. I think it's like 3 point something square feet. I don't remember exactly. You got shelves in there. Then you got a little freezer area that's sitting inside there. Toward the back, sorry, the bed's not made. I throw the dome on the bed. We bought a mattress topper, which helps. The regular mattress wasn't all that comfortable. You've got a window with curtains in the back. My wife and I put that little decal up there. That's our little saying to each other, love you more. Toward the side here, here's your emergency exit window. There's the other window. It's about 6 feet across. I'm 6'2", so I got to sleep a little diagonal or curled up. You got a smoke detector. You got your carbon monoxide sensor. And then down under that seat there somewhere, there's a propane sensor. Bathroom's probably going to be hard to show you, but I'll try anyway. It's pretty tight. I like to call it the shoilet. It's a combination shower and toilet. Ours has a rod that you can hang clothes. Up toward the top, there's that fantastic fan. You turn that knob there to open the vent, and there's another knob to turn the fan on. Works really good. You've got the toilet itself. And then you've got some areas on the back and side that have little nets that you can store things in. I'm 6'2", 300 pounds. I can take a shower in there, believe it or not. It's tight, but I've done it. On the back, we bought one of those IKEA towel holders and some of those IKEA towels with the little loops that hang on there. That's pretty convenient. Nice place to hang up all your towels. I'm going to go ahead and shut that. Up at the top, you've got your Dometic. I think it's a 13.5K BTU. Man, this thing will freeze you out. And I live in Florida, man. We just turn that thing on full blast. It's like being in a refrigerator. We've got the older style thermostat, not the new digital looking one. Trying to think of what else I can show you in here. Obviously, you got your sink. You've got storage that's underneath here. You can just kind of lift those up. You can see that you've got a full seat here, half seat over there. This is where we put all our clothes in laundry baskets, and we've gone for 4 or 5 days. See down toward the bottom, I think that's where your heater is. I've never used it, being in Florida in the summertime. You've got your electrical fuse boxes, and then you've got a small fire extinguisher by the door. Mini blinds, sliding windows. That's it. We love it. Hope this helps you. Get one. You won't be sorry.